It feels like we're not allowed to have nice things in the Thomas space anymore, and we have so many nice things on the way that I feel like we're about to be shot in the fucking head.
To be fair, it would be really funny if Duncan died, actually. Cause
Duncan was up
be.
for Christmas.
Because all that fucking debate over like, oh no, they gotta do Duncan like this, they gotta do Duncan like this, blah 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 blah. All of it being for absolute fucking naught.
It would be funny.
Isn't everything
It would
for
be
naught
so
in the
funny.
end?
Members of the Bachmann Roundtable Council, we have gathered today to see to the exile of one of our own. Count Andrew von Chairlord is being banished for high crimes and treasons related to the murder of Bachmann Duncan, product
Disgusting.
number 58607. I think I got that right.
Well, who cares? It's cancelled anyway.
Because of you.
Don't you dare!
And it's your fault! You made him get cancelled on Twitter.
You did this. You should just leave. Now.
Those tweets weren't just my doing.
You dug up his old tweets.
Anyhow, I only manifested it.
And what do you have to
It's
say for
simply a
yourself?
coincidence. Well, what more do I have to say than that? My heart and actions are utterly unclouded. They are those of justice. And I saw to it that justice was served. No one would have fucking liked it anyway.
Maybe they wouldn't have, but you have used your powers for, I guess, what could be ostensibly considered evil. And
You've
thus,
used your powers
you
for
are-
personal
If you're
gain.
being very generous, it could be evil, but I'm gonna be honest. They were for comedy above all
This
else.
wasn't your call to make, Andrew.
Hazel is right. And so...
Like, I said it would be funny, and it was funny.
It was funny.
Nevertheless,
That's not the point.
Where?
henceforth, you are banished from the Bachmann Roundtable and exiled to the Thomas
Yeah.
Vault, in which we'll just
Oh.
record about the books and shit.
That- You brought that back?
We brought it back
I mean, it's
for
not
you.
the same.
It's a fitting punishment.
Mattel does care.
I mean, it's not the same Thomas Vault if it makes you feel better. It's like
Well,
it's like
yeah,
an open
I mean, yeah,
plan.
but like,
it's got like
it's
an
a-
open
oh.
plan layout. There's like a fucking
Okay.
a bar at the other end of the sink. It's a much fancier Thomas Vault. Really, not even that much of
Okay.
a vault. It's more
Yeah.
like a Thomas apartment.
Okay, that sounds quite nice, actually. What's the rent like?
You don't want to know. It's really fucking high. It's the best we can do in this economy,
Son
and
of
even
a
that is not great.
How about them egg prices?
You're gonna regret this one.
Anyway, be gone with ye.
Well, they're dead. Just like
Yeah, this-
Duncan.
End
So
scene.
that just happened.
Awkward!
No,
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Marvel guy getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah.
that sucks.
That would be a good place to cut to the opening. Welcome to the Bachmann Roundtable, hosted by Railway Series Book Club. It's time to talk about the trains.
Choo-choo.
Welcome, everybody, to the Bachmann Roundtable, the show by Railway Series Book Club where we talk about Bachmann Trains. The intro just said that, but I just say this shit anyway, because, like, what the fuck else do I start a recording with?
Jamie just
I don't know.
speaks.
I do, all the time. It's a problem.
It's scary.
That's scary.
Now it's gonna say, what are we doing, Jamie? Explain it to us in explicit detail.
Well,
Hey, it's me, Atea.
I already did that. I already explained it in explicit detail. We're fucking talking about the trains.
Oh my god.
Alright, by the way, I am Jamie, the Queen of Sodor, pronouns she, her. I like N-scale trains. That is the main thing that I collect from Bachmann Trains, although, stuff coming out like the Kato face and fucking the upcoming set and Rebecca may lead me to making financially disastrous purchases. It's a lot of so fucking cool.
One of us. One of us.
No, I don't want to be an HO sheep.
One of us.
I'm Vivian. I'm a ghost. I'm gonna haunt you, boo. I have a lot of Hornby and Bachmann 00 shit. My Rosie is broken. I'm very sad.
Oh.
And now the Rosie is broken.
Oh no! Oh, Rosie! It's broken!
This actually just reminded me of a story, but first let me introduce myself. I'm Hazel. If you don't know my pronouns now, that's on you because it's literally in the username.
So true.
But it's she, her. Anyway, very excited because the Capsule Iron Twins released this week. That's not the story. The story is actually Rosie related.
Oh no.
So as a kid, this was Christmas, so technically slightly topical. I got a bunch of take-alongs in my stocking. I got Stepney, I got Peter Sam, I got Sir Handel, and I got Rosie, and also Tidmouth Sheds. So I put them in Tidmouth Sheds for tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next morning, open up the shed, and Rosie's face is gone.
What?
No idea what happened. Genuinely no idea what happened. My dad fixed her. I didn't realize he found the face, so I thought he just went to Walmart on Christmas Day to buy me a new one.
Damn.
I remembered this just today, but he specifically, when he saw it, said, "Oh dear, she broke," as she was laying decapitated in front of Tidmouth Sheds. That was traumatizing to 5-year-old me.
Damn.
I couldn't use Tidmouth Sheds anymore. I just ripped the doors off. Because it might happen again. And Peter Sam was just smiling. His friend is dead. He doesn't even care.
You didn't trust Tidmouth Sheds.
Yeah.
Dennis lost your trust.
No, I didn't have any Dennis toys as a kid either. I just don't like Tidmouth Sheds. It's canon.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that you're not getting Bachmann N-scale because of the more recently announced Roundhouse shit or whatever. I tried to be funny. I failed. Move on.
Damn.
That was 5 months ago. Move on, Vivian. Go with the times. We are in a post-mortem yellow eye world.
Yeah, we're in a post Duncan world because as we belabored at the beginning of this episode where we exiled Andrew, fucking
They're not
they
coming
canceled
back, by the way.
Duncan.
Yeah, Andrew is canonically dead.
Yeah,
Andrew's dead.
it's fucked up.
They'll be back in book club, but they're not back here.
Yeah. Part of me is really upset because like Duncan's one of the more popular narrow gauge engine characters, and it's kind of fucked up that they don't have like enough faith in Duncan as a character to sell on his own merit, but at the same time he's so uniquely fucked up within the range that their rationale makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the other announcement in this catalog, it is very clear to me they are trying to build an HO-N30 narrow gauge line in the US, which is good. But Duncan being so fucked up doesn't fit into that, so probably prioritizing Luke and Millie, which could be more easily turned into their bases if they wanted to do that. And also just more kit bashing potential, which was one of the reasons they said Duncan wouldn't be a good idea to continue. It just makes sense to push Duncan off for now. I imagine he will come back eventually.
Yeah, because, like, there's only... With him being cancelled, that means there are 4 narrow gauge engines left in the CGI series for them to, like, try and make work before they'd probably be allowed to go into the model stuff. So, like, Duncan would be standing in the way of a potential Duke if they, like, put him off for long enough.
Yeah, in my head, I imagine the order is going to be Luke, Millie, Victor, Duncan. If a ready to run Russell doesn't exist, then I think they'd do Freddy before Duke, but it might exist by then.
Sense.
So,
Yeah.
and then probably Mighty Mac last, because who the fuck cares about Mighty Mac?
Yeah, Mighty Mac is absolutely going to be last. And I guess that's only talking about new tools, because, you know, they could throw in Smudger and Proteus and Bertram wherever, assuming those tools are already done.
And you know what? I am more confident they'll do Smudger now, because it seems like they aren't confident enough to do Dogok.
Yeah,
We'll
those
get into that
announcements
later.
definitely do lead credence to that. But, you know, Smudger would be pretty cool. Proteus would also be pretty cool, especially with how good Sir Handel looks.
They're definitely gonna do Proteus. Like, Proteus is like a certainty to me.
Yeah. I think
Considering they like introducing stupid yellow bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yellow. Me too.
I think it's basically just a matter of, like, whether or not Mattel will let them do it. And I feel like, given the fact that all he really needs is a new face and a lamp, I think it's entirely possible that Mattel will be like, yeah, sure, fucking whatever. Proteus,
You know
who
what?
cares?
I'm thinking about it. We're actually, I'll get into that later, because it goes with the announcements.
Yeah, I think we've exhausted Duncan. We're not doing a general update slide this time around, because this is really the only real general update. The only other thing to talk about is that the Kato Thomas face arrived, and I love it, and it's awesome, and, you know, more people should be looking into getting it, because it's, like, the best one, especially with the 3D printed Thomas face industry kind of collapsing thanks to Shapeways' death.
Rip Bozos.
Yeah.
And that's really about all there is to say about it.
I fucking hate Duncan.
I fucking hate Duncan! I made the...
JV, you channeled Andrew
I
in
made
that
this
one.
edit. I made this edit so long ago, back when the fandom was talking about the initial reveal of Duncan. But now I've had to fucking go back and add in the Bachmann Trains thing, because, like, fucking... They also hate Duncan. Nobody loves him.
Nobody loves Duncan.
No, poor Duncan.
Rusty loves
I love
Duncan.
him. Rusty loves Duncan. They have gay kisses. Anyway, let's move on to the new item progress tracker.
Yippee!
A whole bunch of shit actually released at the end of the year and this month, which is pretty damn cool. So Rebecca came out.
Good for her.
Reviews are pretty positive from the people that actually bothered to get her.
I'm sorry,
you know,
women. I can't afford Rebecca right now.
Yeah,
I want her, but she's almost 200 pounds on Tootly
Yeah, that's
Thomas.
the
yeah,
problem.
she's really fucking expensive.
Listen,
Like, I think I'm gonna wait for, like, a discount code to happen or something before buying her, because, like, I love her, I want to get her, and I want to support them doing, like, characters like Rebecca, but, like, I just can't justify it as someone who does not specialize in HO for that price tag.
Yeah.
yeah, no, my issue is I have so much shit on pre-order. Like, right now I have the Alfred by Rapido, I have a Fireless from Rapido, I have Bramble from Rapido, I have the Metrovic rerun that's coming out this year, I have Ivor, I have some other anime stuff, like some Dungeon Meshi stuff on pre-order, and more, like the old carriage. So I just can't. I can't afford to buy Rebecca as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
I just really hope that experience isn't the experience of the entire fandom, because I really hope she
Well,
sells.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Half of the fandom is misogyny.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's a good chunk of the fandom that's just not buying her on principle. But joke's on them. If they don't buy her enough, they're never gonna get Hero.
Or anyone ever again. Line canceled.
Yeah.
No more.
Like fucking, you know, kiss Hero goodbye. Kiss any big engines in HO scale goodbye if Rebecca does not do well enough to justify more.
Yeah,
Like,
even,
you know, your
even if-
hatred of women is going to kneecap this range.
Let's go to kneecap Big City Engine.
Yeah. Don't you want Big City Engine?
No.
I
I mean, I kind of do. I got a wooden railway one recently. He's pretty awesome. Also, a thing that came out during the big ol' airdrop at the end of the year. All 4 of the 12-ton vans. Woo!
I actually have one of these. I have the gray one, and it is pretty swish. I like it a lot.
That's awesome. I, at some point, really want to get one of the Christmas wreath ones because I love the episode it's from.
I love Michael White.
Yeah, Michael White's awesome. I don't know if Michael White's going to be at Audrey X, but people should go up to him with Christmas vans and ask him to sign them.
Oh, that would be awesome. I should have done that with my
Yeah.
capsule, actually.
Oh, true, yeah,
Hey,
it's in capsule, too. I keep forgetting despite the fact I have it.
Well, Hazel, this is why you got to come to Audrey X5 so we
I
can hang
don't
out again
think
and
I
we can
have-
play more Mario Party 6.
I'm so tempted, but I don't think I had the money, Vivian. I'm so sorry.
No.
Hazel, we need to defeat Boo.
The alternative is I just live on the street outside Taiwan for a week.
Just live in my house for a week.
I mean, that's an option, actually.
Also out in HO scale, Sir Topham Hatt's car.
Yay!
Saturdays are
Ow.
made for hats and for hats cars.
God, it's so fucked up we exiled Andrew just because they made that meme.
Hold on, I can at them in the chat and say we made a Hats car reference.
Well, yeah. God.
I also got this for
Fucking,
Christmas.
you know, I don't have much to say about it other than I think it's cool that, like, you know, a screen-accurate version of Sir Topham Hatt's car is just on the market. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good thing to exist in the same way that the Bachmann Terrence and Jeremy are good to have exists, because, like, otherwise, like, there isn't any kind of go-to representation for either of those characters in the merchandise lines right now. But at the
Yeah.
same time, there isn't much to say about it.
It's just a car.
It is just a car, but it's good that it's here.
Yeah, I have it. It is a very nice piece.
Yeah.
I got it at the same time as the van, and also Express Red Breakage for my birthday. I think it's a Christmas. Actually, it was for my birthday.
When are you gonna do a Thomas Wooden Railway style collection video?
Girl, I have too much shit.
So,
Tomorrow.
you can
Come on, you gotta
link
say
it in the
Shane-
description of this video when it's done, like I did with my capsule video.
No,
You
the
gotta say
actual,
Shane Dewey.
no, the actual answer is I'm gonna do it when I move it with my girlfriend and we combine our collections and just see what happens.
Oh, so true. The one, like, interesting thing I can think of about Sir Topham Hatt's car is, like, I had an interaction on Twitter. There's this guy on Twitter complaining about, like, how it seemed like from the photos he'd seen that some versions of Sir Topham Hatt's car had wing mirrors and some didn't. And I had to point out to him that Sir Topham Hatt's car in the show has a wing mirror on only one side, and that, you know, that's why it appeared that way. And then he fucking deleted his tweet.
That is
Fuck that guy.
Someone. They follow me, so I will not say fuck that guy.
I'm sure he's
just
fine.
know
I'm sure
Yeah,
he's
he's-
fine. I just thought it was funny.
he is probably the chillest guy on the forum that isn't me.
So true.
The forum people hate me, man.
Yeah, it's because they hate your T-girl swag, is what it is. They can't stand that you're
You
right
have-
all the time.
You have too much autistic riz.
I know. I realized you said right, but I thought you said they can't stand if you're white all the time. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure they like that.
Admittedly, I also thought you said that. Yeah, the Bachmann not Bachmann Roundtable, the Bachmann forums, known for hating white people and loving people of color.
Yeah, totally. That's why they want Hero so much. Did the new Slate Wagons come out?
Yes, they are out.
Oh, they're out. Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Slate Wagons are out. The Emily Passenger set is out. There is something that was promised in that batch that is not out.
Yeah,
and
we'll
we
talk
don't know
about
what
that in a
happened
bit.
to her.
I just need to remember, because I haven't seen anybody fucking posting images of the new Slate Wagons. Probably because nobody's,
be-
like, going out of their way to get more Slate Wagons right now. I
No,
wonder...
I know they're selling because they're selling out on Train World. I'm just not sure who's buying them.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
There are Christians buying all of them.
He might be.
That'd be awesome,
No.
honestly.
Aside from Rebecca, most of the stuff in this actually release stage is selling pretty well. That I've noticed.
That's good. I wish Rebecca was selling better.
With the caveat that it's only on Train World, I cannot track every single retailer ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Why not?
because I'm not God.
Why not?
Because the universe hates us.
Listen, you were gonna become God if you got enough Terrences. You've been
No,
slacking.
I'm gonna become Christian. God comes later.
How many Terrences does God have?
All of them.
That is a great question. Every single. I'm gonna one up that though. Trust.
You're gonna make a new Terrence that no one else has.
Yeah, I'm gonna break into Mattel HQ and get the push along Terrence prototype that totally exists.
Break into the Mattel
I mean,
headquarters and get the canceled fucking Wooden Railway 2022 Terrence.
Oh, true. I'll get both. Then I'll be better than God.
So true.
God 2, Super God.
Speaking of godlike, Emily, Gordon, Emily's coaches, Henrietta, and Emily's passenger set in N scale have all released.
Wow!
Yeah, these are awesome. I have Henrietta, and she's really nice.
Yeah, I have Henrietta too. I love her. I also have Gordon. He is a perfect creature. I don't have Emily and her coaches because, remember, like, in the first episode of Roundtable when I brought up that, local train store to me that had an online store with, like, good rates? Turns out the people running their online store, deep sixed the entire operation, and so all orders made before, like, fucking the middle of last year are just never gonna be fulfilled. So, I need to fucking wait until a sale to get all the Emily stuff off Train World.
The only person I know who has Emily off the top of my head is Marina.
Yeah, Marina has Emily, and that's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah, good for Marina.
Yeah.
Regarding Gordon, the full shipment, I think the full shipment of the stuff that was in the drop shipment in November has hit Train World also, and he went out of stock like the day it happened.
Yeah,
Like, he
Gordon
is popular.
Gordon is selling like hotcakes, and that's a good sign for N scale.
Actually, circling back to the slate trucks for a minute, I had a realization earlier on Twitter, literally today, so you can date when we're recording this. But it's slate truck number 136 specifically, which feels weird because they're doing TR rolling stock now. You'd think they'd announce that for the TR line. I'm not sure if there's a contract because I think this is a lease tooling, right?
I don't think so. I think they made this one specifically for Thomas.
Okay, I thought it was a Pecco tooling, but it might not be. I might be
No,
wrong
it's
on
not.
that.
The only
Either-
Pico toolings were the open wagon and the two vans that got discontinued. I'm pretty sure
might be
this
a
one's a
reuse-
Bachmann US, I say Bachmann USA original. I'm not sure whether it came from Bachmann UK first, because I know they've released it in the UK line under realistic colors, but it is based on a slate truck that is in the CGI series, so it is, ostensibly a Thomas tooling, I guess. I just don't remember which came first.
It's weird that this TR wagon, now that they're doing TR stuff, was announced for the Thomas line. Like, all the other ones pre-existed that, but this one didn't. So I'm curious what the logic there was.
I think maybe they're just keeping them in the Thomas range just for the sake of consistency.
Well,
Yeah,
this
probably.
is the thing. The only things that are in the TR line so far is stuff that is, like, explicitly TR themed. Whereas, like, the slate wagon with a number isn't, like, if you don't know that's a real TR wagon, you're not gonna think that. You're just think, oh yeah, it's just a wagon with a number.
My counterpoint is what the rolling stock was announced that we'll get into later, but I see what you mean.
So yeah, that's all the stuff that's actually released. It's all fucking awesome. Oh right, the Talaquin locomotive's also released. I totally skipped over that.
Hooray!
Speaking of Talaquin stuff, yeah, They sure are
actually-
out there.
Actually, I don't know if we saw the fixed samples when we recorded last time. I don't remember when that was.
Yeah,
They fixed the green.
Yeah, they
and
fixed
it
the
looks
green.
better.
Yeah.
I wish they fixed more.
Yeah, apparently the people at Bachmann UK aren't happy with it, according to people who've heard from Bachmann UK reps. So maybe someday they'll, like, make a fixed retool of it with, like, the cylinders smaller and stuff, but, like, you know, it's fine, I guess,
It is a perfectly serviceable, ready-to-run Teleclin for someone that just wants to have one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is a good budget-friendly one. I hope we get a better one someday.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a better version someday, but I think for what it's worth, the one that exists now is not the worst thing on planet Earth. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at painted samples. A whole bunch popped up, including in the catalog. So,
We'll talk about those ones later.
based on what does or does not say illustration underneath the, like, photos for whatever is new. The Thomas 80th set and the Milk Tank are apparently in
I
painted
think
sample
I noticed
stage.
that.
Yes,
I
you
want
are.
my, I
You
want
were
my
very
just
clever.
dessert.
You were very
I'm
clever.
so-
You
so
noticed
awesome
that,
and
and then I
cool.
was like, "Oh shit! I need to go back through everything to check."
I'm so clever, and my boobs are so big.
So
I think
true.
I was the one who said to look at the set because we glossed over, and I'm like, hey, we should check to see if that also said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Vivian are so cool and awesome.
So true.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
Jamie's cool and awesome, too.
Oh, thank you. So we'll talk about these two once we get, into the announcements. But in terms of, like,
Yeah.
stuff that was already announced that has painted samples now, DCC Sound, Thomas, and Percy have been shown off in Thomas Tuesday. They're just the normal tooling.
Yay!
Yay!
When were those announced?
2022.
2021.
Oh,
Was-
2021,
was it
that's
2020?
right. God.
Yeah, no, 2022 was salty.
Oh,
So
God.
we waited 4 years for nothing.
Yeah.
And it's not even a new sound chip, it's the G-scale one.
Yeah, it's just the G-scale one, but in the HO train.
It's so funny.
What a world.
I think maybe all the fucking time they spent on this was just making the necessary modifications for Percy to have DCC sound. Because, like, basically all they had to do was rewire Thomas, the speed-activated analog sound Thomas, for that to be done,
so,
I think.
Hey, remember how I said in the opening, the Capsule Iron Twins are supposed to come out this week?
Yeah.
They're out now.
Oh,
Oh.
good! That's cool.
They weren't supposed to be, for the record.
Do we know if the sticker sheet calls Airy Harry or not?
I'm going to look right now while we're recording. I will
Okay.
send the video also in our server.
Alright, awesome. In the meantime,
That's-
Stanley painted sample! He looks fucking awesome. Unlike most
Yeah.
painted samples, it just kind of dropped unceremoniously onto the Bachmann official store. So we got to see there before anywhere else. Which was great, because I got to just drop it directly into the tier maker without having any kind of, like, interstitial icon where it's, like, Doug Blaine holding the sample. Yeah, Stanley's really cool. He looks really good. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited to buy him.
Yay, Stanley!
It'll be really upsetting if he, like, sells more quickly than Rebecca, but it also makes sense because he's, like, over $100 cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
Rebecca is a better character, but Stanley looks better.
I guess.
I guess.
I like Stanley's design more than I like Rebecca's.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I've come around on Rebecca for the most part, but there's still so many parts of her design that are like, the Bachmann model makes it better in a lot of ways, because I feel like, in the same way as Bachmann Oliver, a lot of the, like, fucked up CGI designs, when they get made into, like, physical masterpiece-ish models, they're, like, better? Like,
This is the
being
thing.
in the real world makes them more forgivable. A lot of the time.
This is the thing, is in spite preferring Stanley visually and him being significantly cheaper, I would still probably get Rebecca first.
Well, yeah, because she's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love Rebecca.
Yeah. No electric car
Jamie,
for
I
Rebecca.
got bad news. It doesn't
What?
say Harry. It
No!
doesn't say Harry.
Does it say ARRY?
Yeah,
Okay.
with the apostrophe.
Is Iron before it?
No, it just says Harry and Bert.
Okay. That makes sense. No need to correct the capsule wiki then.
I think they just have the same sticker sheet, which makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're the same fucking guy. Although
They're the same guy.
clearly, if Bachmann ever brings back Ari and Bert, they should take a page from Capsule's book and give Ari a sad face.
They better. That would be smart.
Yeah,
Harry should be clinically sad at all times.
he should be really, really sad.
Honestly, to this day, I think the only thing that killed Ari and Bert were their faces.
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh, absolutely, because they just look the same.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure there's multiple instances of the wrong one being packaged in the wrong package, because even the employees couldn't tell the difference. Like,
yeah,
I have
because
two
it's such a
brothers.
minute fucking difference. Giving one of them a
No,
different
no.
face will really help.
No one's gonna be able to tell about that, you know?
Yeah.
If you gave them more like, one of them like a sinister face and one of them just kind of like a scowl, I feel like that would do a lot better for them.
Yeah.
Despite them being incredibly like boring, uninteresting characters, they're popular enough to where people would have bought them.
If the faces were good.
Yeah.
We live in a post-mainland Diesel world. I feel like they should try their hands again. Just, learn your lesson, please.
Yeah.
What kind of face do you think Measel's gonna have?
Ideally the one that's on the promo.
Yeah, hopefully.
I would hope so. That's like a really good face.
It is a really good face. Right, so also in Painted Samples, the open carriage. The old carriage.
The old carriage.
The old carriage.
The old carriage is just in the catalog, despite us never having seen the product sample before. It's just in the catalog. That's kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome. So, originally we were going to do a live react, right? And then I got bombed by Twitter. Like, I saw the catalog pictures. I'm like, oh god, I have to tell everyone. But I didn't see what was actually included, except my eyes instantly saw the old carriage.
The
And
old
so I have a...
Just then, Edward puffed in.
I have a poison in my mind.
So true.
And the fact that you could see it makes me so glad.
More painted samples. Sir Handel painted sample
Looks
came out
great.
between episodes. He looks fucking
The old
awesome.
carriage.
He's so cool. I mean, both the tooling and painted sample came out between episodes, for the record. Sir Handel is a lot more like Sir Hayden than Peter Sam was like Edward Thomas, which definitely makes
I
sense
think-
considering the HON30 announcements made for the main line.
Yeah, we know why these and the high side wagons are the way they are now, and it makes complete sense, and they were really smart and based for doing that.
Yeah, they were really smart for that. And yeah, also high side wagons have painted samples. Those look awesome too.
Sir Handel is probably like the best looking of the narrow gauge engines.
Honestly,
he's easily
yeah.
the best. Actually wrong, Yellow Renee's.
Oh,
You know what?
true.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Can we flash the image of, of all of 6 of them together?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
hold
fucking
on, it's-
display they did. The display they did
I
at the train show, where they put Yellow
So
Renas where
funny.
Duncan should be in the number line.
Really funny. Like,
I hope Yellow Renas lives forever.
yeah,
Also,
he's
Jamie-
popular in the UK.
Why?
Jamie, can I just tell you quickly?
Yeah.
When you were saying earlier that Sir Handel looks awesome, and then afterwards you said cool, I just want you to know that Robin is in my head.
He's
It would
so
be
awesome.
so awesome.
He's so cool.
We just started Teen Titans. We get it, Vivian. Your brain rotted.
All right, the last new painted sample, the narrow gauge gondolas.
Yay.
Yeah,
Can we
they,
talk? Can we-
you know, neat, I guess. They,
Please note that was yay with a question mark.
yeah, they definitely sound like a question mark. They're, I mean, they look like the gondolas they're supposed to be. They could probably release them in the, like, main HON 30 realistic line as, like, the wagon that they're supposed to be, but they're not terribly interesting as a wagon, and they're not terribly interesting in terms of color scheme compared to the high side wagons.
Yeah.
They're just kind of there.
The high side
Hey.
wagons look really nice, though.
Yeah, I like the high side wagons.
The gondolas feel like they were made out of obligation, and I kind of wish they didn't.
Yeah.
I don't hate them because I'm about this kind of modeling. Like, it is nice that this exists for those people. It's just I don't really care about these for a time.
Yeah. I
I'm
feel
still-
sad about that, but yeah.
I'm still really hoping we see narrow gauge troublesome trucks at some point.
I hope so too. I feel like the fact that there weren't any in CGI might hamper that, but they could just cheat and use the Journey Beyond Sodor's standard gauge slate wagon.
Funnier option, they make it in standard gauge.
Ugh, God. I don't want that.
So they totally made that model to be a narrow gauge troublesome truck, right?
They probably did.
Probably. Did we talk about the human figures?
Oh, no, I mean, we talked about them, like... We talked about them last time when they got painted, right?
Were they painted last time? Probably. I forgot.
I'm pretty sure they were painted last time, but yeah, human figures are painted. They're also about to be released, I think, because Bachmann released a promo of stock.
Yeah, those were samples that they brought to the train show in packaging, and they should be releasing. They should be releasing probably alongside Stanley, the DCC Sound, Hannah.
Yeah, it turns out we all thought Hannah was going to be in the January drop, but I guess she's been pushed back to the next one, which, like, that's annoying, but fine, I guess.
It's annoying. I hope they explain why.
Yeah,
Can I just... Can I just say something really funny I just noticed?
Yeah.
So I have the catalog open right now,
Uh-huh.
and I'm looking at the human figurines. And for the most part, they're all $21, except for Farmer Trotter, who's only 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not humans. He's all pigs and Farmer Trotter.
Farmer Trotter doesn't deserve to be worth as much as the rest.
No.
It's so many pigs. Why is it so many pigs?
Yeah, like, they eat... With both Farmer McCall and Farmer Trotter, it seems like they boosted up the number of animals compared to when they were initially listed. Because I thought it was just going to be 3 animals for both of them. But they seem to have, like, boosted the number of, like, animals up to as many as can fit in the packaging.
I think at least with Farmer McCall it makes sense, because Katie takes up a slot.
Yeah.
So you don't want to only have 2 sheep.
Yeah.
But, like, why with Farmer Trotter?
It's objectively funny, and I think they know that.
Yeah.
Genuine question. This is a genuine question to the entire book club and roundtable fan base. Is there a single genuine, unironic fan of Farmer Trotter?
Yes, and I'll tell you
Anyone.
it's Alex the Famous 8. He did a Halloween cosplay as Farmer Trotter.
I don't believe you.
I will get the pictures if you don't believe me. I won't. He loves Farmer Trotter, man. I love Farmer Trotter. I have him on pre-order, actually.
I think the one thing this Farmer Trotter pack has going for it is that it's cheaper than the rest. I think that's the one upside to getting that over any other figure pack.
Which makes it instantly really funny.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'll be interested to see how well each figure pack sells compared to the others.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting the ranking for sales for those are going to be the Hat Family, Railway Personnel, Narrow Gauge Personnel, Farmer McCall, the School Teacher with Children, and Farmer Trotter.
Yes.
I could see the school children being more popular than Nicole, actually. Because he's been discontinued for a year and he still isn't out of stock in Train World, and I know that's because the G-Scale one sucks.
Yeah.
But
See, that's the
also-
thing. It's like, now that he is coming along with Katie and some sheep, he instantly has, like, some utility and he can be put on as, like, a scene.
Yeah, there's much
Yeah,
more
my-
diorama flexibility with Farmer McCall. Same with Farmer
Yeah.
Trotter, honestly. Honestly, I feel like the weak link out of all of these, the teacher with school children, but that feels bad
Really,
because I feel like it should, like, that's basically the closest thing we have to like a normal passenger pack in the scale right now. I say in the scale,
yeah.
in the range right now. It's not like this is like exclusive to one scale. I mean, it is, but like, you know, that's not.
It would look weird to put them with N-scale Thomas, but you know you can.
I mean, I am gonna be putting some of these figures with N-scale Thomas because I want to fucking replicate the stupid bullshit of like having giant like wooden railway or like the old Bachmann figures next to the HO scale stuff. Just the next level down.
So clearly, what they have to do is make N-scale figures.
Oh god, that would be awesome, but would also probably be really difficult to like paint.
Oh yeah, no, that would be hell.
Can I just point out how James's nemesis is significantly shorter than the other railway personnel?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Poor Wellsworth Station Master.
We stand a short king.
He is the best figure out of all of them, by the way.
I love the Wellsworth Station Master.
I rewatched some Brenner era episodes yesterday with some friends, and he's also one of the Scarlowi Station Masters, so he probably beats with Duncan too.
Huh. Wow. Anyway, that's all the painted samples. In the photo batch stage, this is taking the place of tooling samples right now, because there are no new tooling samples right now. The only new thing to report is that they updated the China Clay Wagon and made it look like the best fucking thing ever.
It looks great.
Yeah, like,
They made it good. They made it good.
They changed the photoshopped in load to look like the load in the show, and then they also made the side printing look like the actual Railway Series China Clay Wagons.
Yeah, that's good.
This might
love
be
it.
the single best 7-plank they've ever made.
I really hope that you get it in N-scale very soon, Jamie.
I mean, I hope so too. I don't think it'll come for a while, given the recent announcements and how it might like clash marketing-wise. But like, I fucking hope so. I'd love to have a whole bunch of those. Anyway, that's all on the new item progress tracker, except for the other stuff on the new item progress tracker, which is the Gaping Maw of Endless Void. There's a lot less here than there was last time. You know, Salty, allegedly they're trying to have released this year, but so far no movement on the chassis stuff.
It's
Yeah.
degrading.
It's
degrading, GT.
apparently, like, they talked about it on, like, New Model Monday or something, but they found out that they needed to upgrade the mechanism because they test ran it and it sounded bad, and they're like, oh, we should fix that.
He was just screaming in pain, and they're like, "Oh,
Just
that's not a good idea."
Oh, fucking hell.
Jeez. Bulgy the Bus, we have not seen hide nor hair of Bulgy the Bus, nor the Gunpowder Wagons, nor N-Scale Diesel and Paxton, nor the fucking Gordon Express coaches in N-Scale. Sydney Mainland Diesel also have not seen anything to do with that, obviously, they just got announced. Henry also just announced. Apparently he was not a secret pre-tool from Gordon and he's still in concept phase, so that means he's gonna take a while. And I'm not terribly happy about that, but it's whatever.
I actually, backing up to the diesels, they talked about them on New Model Monday.
Oh, really?
This month. Yeah, they specifically said, "Hey, we have not started these guys because we are prioritizing Stanley and Salty." And I'm like, "Oh, that's base."
Oh, thank fucking God.
So yeah, Stanley and Salty are being prioritized this year, and that's
Yeah.
also why I assume they didn't announce something stupid like a Gold Thomas.
Yeah,
Because
that makes
they don't
sense.
want to add anything else.
Yeah,
Even the set, I think, might be pushing it a little bit, but that's like easy, you know?
yeah, like... I mean, Stanley's basically ready to go at this point. Like, I mean, they should just be, like, getting ready for it to launch in the middle of the year, presumably, right?
Yeah, probably. Like, they were finalizing Stanley, I think, at the end of the last few months, and since they're just getting back into the factories and stuff, like, I imagine it's not him that's the issue, it's Salty.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll
But
just dedicate the rest of the year to unfucking salty.
yeah, unfucking salty. They'll probably start these guys now-ish. Maybe not now-ish, but probably within the next month or two.
Yeah.
But they are prioritizing salty, which is good, and hopefully means they will finish him this year, as they should.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, for Vivian. Hopefully for me, they display literally any progress on the N-Scale 08s and the Gordon Express coaches, because it's been over a year. It's been like a year and a half at this point. We haven't seen anything to do with them. If we get to the end of the year and they're not, like, at painted sample stage, I'm gonna be concerned.
Yeah, if they're not done by this year, I feel like there's a chance they end up going the way of Duncan, which would be weird.
That would be extremely weird, because they're both, like... I mean, depending on how Gordon Express coaches turn out, they might not be. But, like, Diesel and Paxton should be insanely profitable for them.
Oh, not Diesel and Paxton, but I meant the Express coaches.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
At the very least, with if the Express coaches get cancelled, I mean, it's not hard to find bogey coaches in N-Scale.
Yeah, we're kind of spoilt for choice in terms of bogey coaches in N-Scale to an extent. You know, I really want them to just downscale the existing HO coaches, because... they just so happen to be perfect for a realistic Thomas setting. But, like, more than anything else, they should not do the CGI Express coaches. They know they're bad. We know they're bad. We just need to, you know, not do that.
They've made very clear that they know people hate them.
Yeah. So, you know, hopefully it's good.
Hopefully.
Because, like, fucking...
It probably won't be.
Especially because, like, fucking... if they're the CGI ones, nobody's gonna buy them, and then that basically locks them out of doing the big profitable thing they can do with them, which is red variants.
I'd just like to say very quickly, like, it's going back a little bit, but I'd like to point out, don't complain about the new milk tanker. Tip Milk Tanker's still there.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in the
anywhere.
next slide, actually, because that's the next thing. But yeah, new milk tanker. New milk
tanker.
New milk just dropped.
Jeffel tanker.
Yeah. Oh, also, last things on here. Already said about Henry. Apparently he wasn't a secret free tool, and, like, him being based on Gordon didn't come into the decision at all. Which, like, makes sense on both fronts, because, you know, Henry's a popular enough character in Bachmann that, like, it made sense to do him regardless of the economization that could be done there. And also it does make sense that they haven't worked on him yet. But at the same time, I'm kind of sad it wasn't a secret free tool, because I want him now.
Yeah, if nothing else, since they'll probably reuse the chassis anyway, it's not going to take as long as probably Gordon did. But
Yeah.
it's a little... it's a shame they weren't thinking ahead like they probably should have been. But I get it.
Yeah.
It makes me Henry sad.
This is Henry fucked up!
I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Also, 20-ton brake van hasn't had any movement. That makes sense. You know. It is a Graham Farish redeco, though, so we'll probably see it really soon.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it'll take long at all.
Yeah.
Like, I will not be shocked if we see it in, like, March and they just didn't get it ready in time for the catalog.
Yeah, it would make sense. Alright, we're done with the progress of existing items. Let's talk about new items, starting in HO scale. So first things first, Thomas and Friends 80th anniversary set.
Best announcement, honestly.
Yeah,
It's neat.
it's pretty fucking awesome, honestly. I think this is, like, the one episode of Roundtable where I think that, like, N-Scale was not the winner of the Had the Best Things competition. At least when it comes to years where it actually got anything. Because, like, N-Scale got some good stuff. HO got some good stuff, I think. Like...
Yeah.
I do have some problems with this set. Like...
yeah.
Obviously, the face is a shame, but I get it with what I said earlier about the diesels. I think it would be stupid to do a new face to VH.
Yeah, it would be a waste of time to do a set exclusive face, and, you know, like, they just need to be doing redecos for a while. It makes the most sense. But yeah, this set is based on the Thomas and the Trucks illustrations. Primarily the one that's the cover of the Railway Series book, but also the Brake Van is inspired by an earlier page, which is pretty fucking
I am
awesome.
the brake fan.
Yeah, it's exclusive Brake Van.
I believe that the Brake Van is inspired by the page that gave us H-Wagon.
It is!
Yes.
H.
H.
Actually, speaking of H-Wagon, well, not necessarily speaking of H-Wagon, but honestly, what I would do if I was making the set is, I'd add another wagon. Because the Fun with Freight I had 4 rolling stock pieces. I think this could have had it.
Yeah.
I would have added a siding, and I would have added a toplum and maybe some like crew figures, because those are coming out too. Like, if you're gonna make a set based on a story, and I know this is mostly doing that one illustration, so it's not really like that's necessary, but if I was doing it, I want it to be more based on the story, and that would connect the whole story.
Yeah.
My bigger issue is the lack of wagon. Like, the human figures and the siding would be a bonus, but I think we could have had one more wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, it comes with the Railway Series Deco Thomas, which looks awesome. There's things about it that could be better, and I'm sure will be once the final product is done. Like, I'm sure the buffers will probably be, like, a better-looking silver. And then maybe if they're, like, cool, the number 1 on the tanks will be in a different font, so it looks closer to the illustration. But, like, they've made a lot of really good changes to make it look more like the illustrated Thomas. Like, the front boiler band and the cab windows being gold and stuff like that.
And the black.
Yeah, and they've also got the black under the tank, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is honestly the biggest visual issue I had with the Bachmann Thomas besides the face.
No, they fixed so much with it. Like, the black running board underneath, the gray that's around the smoke box saddle now, the wheels being completely blue instead of there being a little metal bit in the middle. The extra boiler stripe looks really nice. Supposedly it's going to have backlining. At least the rep at the show said so. I'll believe it when I see it. Just like them saying, we might change the face. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I figure the most that changes the face would probably be, like, paint applications. But, like, honestly, I honestly just use the Kato face on it. Like, it's not, like, I don't think the Kato illustration, I don't think the Kato face is any closer to the illustration in terms of, like, design, but it still looks better, so you should do it.
I will say, if they just like change the paint a little bit on the face, I think the UK version of Thomas with like the thicker eyebrows looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So, like, it'd be a small change, but it would help.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they already changed the face slightly, because the eyebrows in the promo look different, and it might just be a placebo effect, but they look more friend-shaped right now.
Yeah, I think that might just be because they used, like, they might have, like, taken an existing, like, older Thomas that they had on hand and just, like, made made some, like, non-final, like, tweaks to it to make it look more like what they're trying to make, rather than this being something that came out of the factory.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I'm still hoping they fix the number 1 font to be more like the illustration.
Yeah.
But I already
probably
said
not. That's probably final.
I will say, I think it's cool that the wagons are all exclusive. Like, the brake van is completely exclusive, and the 2 wagons have, like, unique colors.
Yeah.
But
well, actually, the wagon is just the cargo truck that we lost a few years ago.
It might be a different, like, color. I'm not entirely sure.
I thought so too, but then I looked at some pictures of the G-scale one in different lighting, and it also looks like that, so I think it's probably just a lighting discrepancy.
That would make sense.
Unless it is different.
Yeah, it is different,
for some
and
reason.
it comes with coal load. I'm pretty sure the gray van is also the same gray as the explosive van, but, like, it's whatever. It doesn't need... I'm kind of glad that they're, like, they're, like, similar but not quite the same, because, they look nice.
Yeah. It does unfortunately mean that if you want a complete collection, Fork over the money, bitch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy it anyway because it's cool and it's a cool collector's item and it looks nice.
yeah. And it also comes
See,
with an exclusive short wheelbase 20-ton brake van. It's a different 20-ton brake van than the one that became Bradford. It's a short wheelbase
Yes.
version, and it's specifically using the chassis from the mainline railways short wheelbase 20-ton brake van, which just uses the same body as like Spiteful brake van, just on that chassis. So it's, it's a pretty economical choice of an exclusive piece of rolling stock because they don't have to put any work into it really, and it's still unique.
Yeah, it is a great piece.
Yeah.
I would like to say I'm looking at the catalog page right now, and the difference in quality between this promo image of the anniversary set and the regular Thomas and Annie and Clarabelle set is really funny to me.
Yeah, that sure is 20-year-old stock photography.
Look at him.
God, it's
Fucking
probably
bozo.
God, it's probably closer to 25-year-old stock photography at this point. Oh god.
God.
Anyway, moving on to stuff that's not the set, because I think, we've said what we need to say. We all think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Milk Tank! They're doing the
Yay!
CGI Milk Tanker, but it's not replacing the Tidmouth Milk Tanker. It's just a different product in a different item slot.
Hooray!
Which honestly means it's perfectly fine.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of the CGI Milk Tanker, but I'm glad that it's not just killing the old one.
I do
What-
like the black bracing. I think
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
What I am imagining is they're going to announce the CGI one in N scale, and they wanted to have it in HO
Oh.
to see
Yeah, absolutely.
if it was viable in that as well. Potentially replacing the Tidmouth if it does better, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
It will not do better because, like, people love Tidmouth Milk Tanker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tidmouth Milk Tanker is one of the rolling stock pieces that is consistently sold out on Train World.
Yeah,
So-
it's real popular. I don't think they're ever gonna get rid of it at this point, especially because it and Sodor Fuel are both in the UK line, so that would probably fuck over
Yeah,
the UK
yeah.
line if they discontinued it.
Related, but I actually like the idea someone on the forum had of maybe bringing back the Sodor mail version of the mail cars.
That
I
might
don't
be
know how
interesting.
viable that would be, but this does set that precedent.
Well, they did just discontinue the Live Lobsters van, so they have a slot free for those.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna do a new mail van tooling, I kind of them rather do a brown flying kipper van.
Oh yeah, exactly, absolutely.
Listen, Jamie, please let me have this. I don't like the flying letter logo. I want Sodor Mail back.
Honestly, I just recently spent a whole bunch of time recreating like side labels for custom mail cars in Wooden Railway for the future. Whenever I can start doing custom Wooden Railway stuff, which I want to do. I really want to do that this year. I've kind of come to love that design a little bit, so I understand your feelings, but like I kind of fuck with the flying letter.
See, I don't mind the flying letter in and of itself. I just think Sodor Mail is better, and I want to buy toys of it.
The Season 3 version is better. I don't like the Season 8 version, which is what that wagon is based on, because the font fucking sucks.
I am willing to accept it for the sake of Percy.
Okay.
I like the Sodor Mail, especially because, I'm from the UK and it looks like the Royal Mail, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, I think it would be in their best interest to just produce both so people can get what they prefer, and I think that would be nice. Even if it's just like a limited run.
It does make me wonder if that's gonna be what they do with Henrietta, especially since, like, a lot of the N-scale, like, Gen 1ers, a lot of the G1ers who model N-scale, have been complaining about how Henrietta has the face, and they're like, oh, first order of business, gonna remove the bloody face. And it's like, first of all, fuck you, Henrietta's face is awesome, but second of all...
Fuck you, Abby, if you're watching this.
Oh no! It's okay, Abby.
Abby,
We love
I'm-
you. You're cool.
Abby, I'm kicking you out of the Airbnb this year. I'm moving in.
But, like, second of all, it does make me wonder if, like, if they ever bring Faced Henrietta into the line, if they'll just, like, keep the old one around in the same way they're doing with Milk right now.
Now that we have the milk tanker, I think that does set the precedent.
Yeah.
That they will do that. And I think, you know what? I wonder if that might be the NMRA rolling stock announcement instead of what I am proposing. But
That might be pretty cool, actually.
I'm more confident in my idea for now.
Listen,
Okay.
guys, right now, this is what I'm working with, and I'm suffocating.
Oh God. That's not
yeah.
okay.
Naughty sock.
This...
Anyway, 12-ton van troublesome truck number 7.
Yippee!
Show of hands, who expected this immediately?
Everyone.
Yeah, everybody fucking expected this.
I expected this probably like a year after. I didn't expect it to be immediate them hitting. But
Yeah, like, honestly...
Then I realized, oh, it's been 2 years since Steelers were announced. Actually, this isn't that surprising.
Yeah! And it's the Journey Beyond Sodor van, and not Lay. Which is, which is fine. I kind of want them to do Lay, though. Because that would be funny.
I hope they do Lay.
I'd like Lay. Lay's fun.
It'd be the same tooling as this, but, like, with a different face. I think that's fine. People will probably complain because they're racist, but I don't know.
I don't know anything about Lay, but, like, I don't know, they seem fine.
Yeah, he's magenta. Everybody could use a magenta wagon on their railway.
Yeah, he'll go well with Obama soda at the tanker.
Yeah.
It also looks like instead of the shit stain, it looks like someone's thrown blackcurrant juice on him.
I know you asked about this yesterday, and I didn't have an answer then. Mostly because I was kind of like staring at something else at the time and couldn't like process more than one thing in my brain. But blackcurrant is absolutely not as big a thing over here as it is in the UK.
Yeah, I love blackcurrant juice. It's like one of my favorite yummy drinks. Apple and blackcurrant, to be specific.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to more vans that fewer people probably expected. 80th.
No, I want to talk about juice more.
No, we need to talk about 80th anniversary van 1945 and 80th anniversary van retro logo.
Okay, there better be juice in there.
Welcome to the Really Serious Juice Club, where we talk about juice. I don't really want these.
I don't really want these.
I think they're silly, but they're absolutely harmless, and I think they're cute, and I want them.
Yeah, like, Lionel also has this style of van in their lineup this year, but, like, it's a lot more excusable when Bachmann does it, because, like, when they do it, it's kind of a fun novelty, because this isn't the only thing they make with the IP.
Yeah. With Lionel, for comparison, they discontinued the Thomas, Annie, and Claraville set this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is with Bachmann is they have, honestly, a really solid line right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have everyone you could ever want. B. James, Mevius Measle, Jeremy the Jet Plane.
Yeah, all of the seminal classics are there.
So when they do something silly like this, it's like, yeah, that's a little strange, but it's like, yeah, whatever. I'll buy it. It's cute.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like the 1945 one more than the logo one, because I like that it's actually on Thor.
I mean, it's possible that the logo will look better when we actually get, like, an actual sample.
Yeah, once this is finalized, I think
probably.
it'll probably look better. But right now, I don't really like it, but I will be buying both anyway, because I think these will be nice collecting pieces.
Yeah.
Listen, if I buy the stupid Beatles Hornby stuff for my dad, I'll buy these. There is a market for them, and anyone who says that this is stupid is stupid.
There's a big market for these kind of kitsch memorabilia train pieces. So, like, it's fine.
Listen, this is an open
fine.
message. This is an open message to any mid-20s, like, cishet white guy Thomas fan who buys model trains. Learn to have fun.
Yeah.
You are a miserable human being. Learn to enjoy yourself.
I hope Bachmann announces the Ho-Ho Snowman flatbed in the summer.
That'd be
Just
Andrew would
awesome.
love that.
Yeah.
That would actually be an awesome piece. I don't think they'd ever do it though, but it would be awesome.
It'd be really funny.
Yeah.
We're making a new mold for a hit era rolling stock piece, and it's not Hector, it's the fucking snowman.
Oh, I'd love Hector.
Hector would be fucking awesome. Oh my god.
He might be a little big.
I don't know. He wouldn't be. I don't think he'd be any bigger than like an express coach.
They already said size doesn't matter anyway, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
I'd also like Old Slow Coach. Old Slow Coach would be really nice.
she would be awesome. All right, yes. So like, I think that's everything. So let's move into HON 30, where there's technically nothing, but only in terms of Thomas, because we have 4 announcements for the normal HON 30 range in Bachmann Trains.
Woo! We've only been foreshadowing this the entire episode.
Yeah, they're doing Sir Hayden in both red and green.
And brown and
And you
blue.
know what? I think the fact they're only doing 2 is really interesting. I wonder if they might do Proteus.
I wonder. It also speaks to me that they probably have no faith in doing Dolgah, because they sure did just skip from number 1 to number 3.
I think the UK line was like, dude, this number 1 sucks ass. We're not letting you do number 2.
Yeah.
But number 3, that's their handle sample looks good. Go ahead and do him.
Yeah, Sir Handel is basically a perfect Sir Hayden already, so, like, it makes sense that they're doing Sir Hayden before Sir Handel's even released, because, like, it looks fucking good. This is a good idea. I kind of wonder if maybe in the future, like, if this sells well, if they'll, like, do an exclusive retool of it that has the old style cab, so that way it can be
The
both,
old
like,
cab.
pre-rebuild Sir Hayden and also chorus number 10.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I saw a chorus number 10 in person. It is a good train. I would buy
Yeah.
Chorus number 10 is lovely. I love her so much. Also, other announcement is they're doing 2 of the Festiniog Railway coal wagon, which is the basis for the high side wagons. So it's just the red high side wagons, but slightly more interesting. Honestly, I kind of like this deco more than the Thomas ones. Like, it looks cool. I'm a sucker for red open wagons, if you can't tell.
Yeah, the black breaks it up better than the Blue Mountain Quarry ones, I think.
Yeah.
I don't dislike the Blue Mountain Quarry ones, though, but these look better.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
Blue Mountain Quarry. Yeah.
Rockin' and rollin', lifting,
Lifting and
loading.
load.
Yeah.
Working together.
I guess that's all we have to say about these.
Yeah, there isn't much to say. I think this just means Proteus is probably coming sooner rather than later, which is a realization I had earlier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess part of it's also, like, how many other colors has Sir Hayden worn in her lifetime?
Well,
The-
yellow.
There was like that yellowy orange one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was an undercoat, but, like, that, I guess that would be another color they could do.
If they do ever do Dalgok, I hope they make the evil and fucked up one. It's like the black boiler.
That would be pretty cool, honestly.
Wait, even if the tooling was still shit, that would make up for it, you know?
Yeah.
Do we want to move on to N scale?
Yeah, let's move on to N scale. I need to yap. So, in N scale, we have Thomas the Tank Engine, LBSC 70. Literally everybody was expecting this, including us. Like, this is a prediction we got correct.
We did it.
We did it. Unexpectedly, we also got Origin James alongside it.
I feel like I said at one point they might do Origin James or B James along. I think I said B James. So
You
I
might have
was
said
still
B
wrong.
James, yeah.
B James is gonna happen. B James is gonna be the only NMRA announcement this year.
No.
You know what? That would be poetic justice to the 1 year in 2020 where Black James was the only NMA announcement.
God.
Sorry, Jamie.
No, I need Edward.
You're
Fuck
never
you,
getting him.
Bees be upon you.
I will kill you with my bare hand, Vivian.
Throwback
Anyway,
to
I'm
the
very
joke I
happy
made
that
a couple
both...
of days ago where they make B. Edward.
Oh yeah. They should make B Edward.
They don't make regular Edward, they just make B. Edward.
I don't think this is right, but you know, it's kind of a nice color.
I'm kind of fucking rocking it.
Blackman should make Bioship, if you think about it.
So true.
Bachmann Nia's look-alike.
Yeah, I would buy Bachmann Nia's lookalike. Nia's lookalike, for those out of the loop, which is probably everybody, is the Orange Edward in Big World Big Adventures. They should do her. She would be awesome. But yeah, I'm very excited that both of these are happening at the same time, because they make sense to put out together. Because they're both the Adventure Begins colors, and that's cool. You know.
Yeah.
And they're also very simple read echoes, so hopefully it shouldn't take them a long time to make them.
5 years.
Hopefully won't clog up the pipeline with the various other things we're waiting on.
The only thing that bothers me about them is the inconsistency in naming. Like, I wish it was Origins Thomas and Origins James.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be better.
Because Thomas the Tank Engine LBSC 70 is just really clunky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of CGI, the Open Wagon Red.
Yeah,
Open
let's
Wagon
fucking
Red.
go! This is only the thing I've been begging for every single day, when we've done this podcast. We've finally got faceless open wagons.
I've never been happier.
Only 2 of them, though, because I'm guessing they only did 2 of them because they, couldn't justify doing, a coal wagon, which makes sense. This is all just read echoes. So, it's fine. Maybe at NMRA we'll get some coal wagons. I don't know. But we definitely did get the 2 best decos for the 7-plank wagon in this wave. So, honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. We got Open Wagon Red, which is the one I wanted forever, and we got Soda Scrapco, which is the best of the lettered ones.
Yeah. It also tells me they aren't confident in the blue and cream one, or the
Yeah.
cargo truck on its own.
Yeah, that's
fair enough.
Not great, but eh.
I hope you're happy with this.
I'm extraordinarily happy. This is a great wave of N-scale announcements. I'm exceedingly happy.
Right now, aside from characters, I think the biggest missing thing is mail cards, so if they could get that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I think it's going to be a while before we get mail cards, just because that is an entirely new tooling. But
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be 2 years, because that seems to be the rolling stock tooling gap right now.
yeah,
No, I guess Express Coaches were only 1 year, because they were announced after... Was Henrietta in 2022 or 2023? I don't remember.
2023.
Okay, no, that was the same year, actually. It's not a consistency thing, but I'll say 2 years is a probably safe estimate for any new rolling stock.
Probably. I don't know.
Probably more of a year and a half. When I say 2 years, it could be at 2026, NMRA.
Year and a half is, I think, more on the money. Especially with N-scale, because they seem to be doing a much better job of getting their stuff out the door. Because, they finished the vans before anybody knew they existed. They also finished Hannah before anybody knew she existed.
Yeah, they did.
Right, well, now it's time to move on to large scale, which has...
I wonder what they got.
Something!
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 It's LBSC Thomas, again! So I guess they're double dipping on the LBSCs for the 80th.
Now I'm seeing double. 4 LBSC Thomases.
I'm seeing double.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Whoa, I'm seeing double. 4 LBSC Thomases.
Whoa. Dude, I don't know if I can pound your grandma.
When 2 constellations love each other very much.
Kevin!
I'm just trying to help the kid out. I had to learn about astrophysics on the street.
God, I
We
love
finished
that
Ben
one.
10
Look,
recently.
Gwen, you gotta treat a car like you treat a woman.
Go on.
No. I think I've made a mistake of some kind.
You know what? Now's the time as any to mention my Neville anecdote.
What the fuck's your Neville anecdote?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. So earlier today, my two friends, Vincente22 and Lux, were talking about Bad Influence universe stuff. Watch Bad Influence if you haven't, by the way. Everyone in the Discord. Also join the Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord.
They were talking about Red Rosie, and for some reason, one of them misheard it as Red Neville. So
It's me, Neville, the fastest red engine on Sodor! Yay!
So it became Red Neville. And so instead of James being jealous, James thinks Neville is unworthy of the color because he is so nothing.
That's amazing.
I'm trying to get a personality.
I think James is really cool, so I'm gonna be red too. Yay!
You disgust me.
You fucking suck,
Jamie.
Neville!
Jamie, if I ever do Thomas videos, I'm gonna message you to voice Neville. I hope you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I already want to do videos with my Neville voice, so I will absolutely be the Neville voice for you, Vivian.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess we don't have a lot to say about LBSC Thomas, because he's just, you know...
The more interesting thing is what he implies.
Yeah! Because if you take a look at the product number, which is 91411, and then you look at Paxton's, the previous newest locomotive, which was 91408, there are two numbers in between those two products that are conspicuously absent. It could easily be nothing. Skip product numbers are nothing new for Bachmann Thomas, but
It is unusual for the G-scale range.
yes, it implies that they may perhaps be planning two sinister locomotives for NMRA this year.
I sincerely hope they happen because I want Kaver Keith to be happy.
That's true. Kaver Keith needs trains.
What I'm thinking is, because it's specifically a recolor they're jumping to, right?
Right.
So I'm wondering if maybe the two tools the two announcements instead of being related, like two Rosies, which is what I think it is. It's gonna be like Rosie and Edward, but it's not that they're gonna come out together. It's just set aside for Rosie and Edward, or Edward and Mavis, or Bill and Ben, or what have you.
Yeah. I think that's entirely possible. That's what that's doing. At the same time, I do kind of think that it would make sense for them to do either two Rosies, because, like, Rosie's pretty popular and would be, like, you know, cool to have in large scale, or alternatively, Bill and Ben. Like, I don't know.
Horrifying thought.
Yeah.
So there's two empty slots.
Uh-huh.
And there are two 08s that have been announced that are not currently in G-scale.
If they do any other 08s in large scale next, that will be fucking stupid. That'll be really fucking stupid. Like,
Can you imagine?
Arian Burke didn't even do well the first time. I think it'd be kind of a mistake. Like, you know, I think it'd be kind of, you know, it'd be fine if they did something in between them. Like, if they did Edward and then two more 08s. That'd be fine. But doing more 08s directly after having just done two 08s, I think would be kind of suicidal.
Yeah, do you remember during the NMRA recording where I said shoot it in the foot, announce B, James, and Mevius Measle?
Yeah.
I mean, it's two slots. They might have been listening. I don't think that's what's going to happen for the record, but it would be really funny if I'm right. Like, think of Andrew earlier when we exiled them.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to exile Hazel as well.
God,
Yeah,
I hope
Streak,
not.
you're number one now.
Oh.
We're running out of replacement book club hosts.
Luke Ryan, you're a Bachmann person now.
I feel like the two Rosies is the most likely, and the second most likely after that would be Bill and Ben. I am under no illusion that they are able to do Donald and Douglas in large scale because I think the wheelbase is too wide for that to work.
Speaking of Donald and Douglas, I got the All Engines Go Donald and Duck toys today, and they're nice.
That's cool. I still need to get Duck to complete my Agalong collection.
Duck is a way better toy, but it's really funny that Donald is basically just a CGI Reagan amalgamation.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to think of what makes the most sense to me as a prediction for those two missing slots, and I genuinely don't know. There are so many options.
Yeah, what I
Yeah.
could see happening is it's Black James and a recolor, but it's the fact it's LBSC's Thomas skipping too. If it was a Black James, I don't think it would have skipped it.
Yeah, I think if they do Black James, they'll put it after LBSC Thomas.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think it has to be Rosie or Bill and Ben.
Yeah.
I basically put that on the predictions, though.
Yeah.
So I'll probably circle back to that later.
Yeah. We have one more slide before predictions, though, and we have to mourn our fallen friends.
So many people are
Damn.
dead,
Yeah, a lot of people
including
are dead.
Andrew.
Yeah. So this happened. We learned about this in 2024, but we're putting it here because the news came out after the 2024 catalog episode. Sodor Lighthouse. According to Tootly Thomas, that and Sodor Diesel Co. tanker were supposed to be discontinued mid-2024. Diesel fuel survived somehow, though.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
available.
No, not even did it survive. They ordered a new shipment.
Yeah, it's still being produced. So, like,
Diesel
what the
tankers.
fuck were they talking about?
What I think
Diesel
happened
tankers.
is they had they were clearing out the old stock because they were planning that new shipment. And Tootly thought, oh, that's discontinued, because they don't normally do that, and I'm not sure why they would have done that, but that's my best guess of what the miscommunication is. Or Tootly was just lying because they were mad they got banned from the Bachmann forum for leaking the catalog.
That is entirely possible.
Listen, Tootly Thomas is something that UK fans like me have to stomach, but that doesn't mean we like them. They suck.
For the record, I bought the All Engines Go stuff from them, but I don't care. My package is here safe. They can't put a bomb in it. I think.
So real. Square Water Tower also dead. Rest in peace, resin buildings for real this time.
Well, it's not a resin building, but yeah.
There are basically no scenic pieces left in the Thomas line except for Tidmouth Sheds now.
I actually ordered a Square Water Tower with my Henrietta because I saw this coming.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, I already had one, but having a second one is nice. I should have stocked up on the round water towers when I had the chance.
Yeah. Also, pretty major discontinuation here. Winston, in large scale, is fucking dead now. It's the first ever large-scale engine discontinuation, and of course it's their one unique guy.
Yeah, he never got to coexist with the old carriage.
Yeah, it's just like Steven Universe.
The old carriage, we can't both exist. Please flash our friend, who I will not name, image on here.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm sad Winston's dead, but,
I'm not surprised because it bombed, but it's also the best thing they had going for him.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder if maybe they're clearing out the extra red guy now because they're also going to introduce Rosie, who is another red guy.
Maybe? I don't know. I feel like...
I don't think they care about
they're
that
different
kind of
enough
thing,
where
but
I
wonder...
don't think people would get confused.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the reason, but I'm wondering if, oh, we're getting rid of Winston this year, now is the time to move in and announce Rosie.
I'm still really hoping at some point they do Winston and HO, because I feel like now that we have figure packs, now would, in the same way that we're getting Sir Top Matt's car and the old carriage, now would be a great time to do Winston. To go with the figures. In HO.
Yeah. Because I think Winston has mostly been overstocked this whole time. I just don't see it happening in HO, but I agree. Now is the optimal time to do it, and they should do it. I just don't
Yeah.
think they will.
Yeah. Which is a shame, because it'd be cool. Everybody kind of overlooks Winston, because he, like, seems impossible, but, like, they've done the Wickham trolley before in HO, or Double O, rather, and I think it's entirely possible for you to just, like, put Winston on top of the little wagon chassis that powers the Wickham trolley in Double O, essentially.
I'm just not sure if they'd be able to get the figures to stand in it, because they might have to compromise like the inside to make that work.
Probably not, but I also am not entirely convinced they'll be able to get the figures to, like, stand up inside the old carriage. Like, I'm sure they've designed it with that in mind, but I'm, like, not convinced it'll be good. We'll have to, like, see how the sample performs, I guess.
I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it so I can have Farmer Trotter and all his pigs ride in it.
So real.
That's not the reason I pre-ordered it, for the record, but now that I've thought about it, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Oh god, speaking of things that are dead, narrow gauge slate wagon with load, the unnumbered one. They can't stop fucking killing these things, I guess.
I
So
feel
all
like
three of the initial batch are gone now.
I feel like this one is a weird one.
How many narrow gauge wagons have been introduced and then killed in the last 10 years?
4?
Well, 3. 4?
I believe that number is... Oh, no, 5, actually. Because there was the
What?
original narrow gauge vans, which got discontinued in favor of the new ones. And then there was, last year, they killed 2 of the slate wagons. And then this year they've killed 1. So only 5.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said only slate trucks.
But, like, you know, when it comes to discontinuing rolling stock, sometimes it fucking sucks, because they'll, like, occasionally kill something that's awesome, like live lobsters. But, like, most of the time, it kind of makes sense to kind of, like, thin ranks and, like, bring in new stuff to replace it, just for the sake of variety. Like, you know, all the mainstays make sense to keep in circulation forever, but, like, sometimes you just gotta let stuff go, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean, I say that, but it is also majorly frustrating when you're trying to, like, find something that you like, but, like, you got into the hobby too late to get, and now it's discontinued.
Yeah, like Salty.
Don't taunt me, you bitch.
I got into it early enough to get Salty. My parents got it for me for my birthday once, and I fucking love it. I'm so happy with that Salty.
That's Vivian. Vivian's just in the corner crying. You are the Brendan Lee Mulligan of the Roundtable.
Me?
Yeah, because we're torturing you.
Icarus flying too close to the sun. It seems Daedalus, our little master crafter over here.
Pair of wax wings of his own!
Wanted to see his son fall. Fall from the sky. Oh, how close to the sun he flew.
Also discontinued. DCC Sound Percy in large scale. It was
About
bound to happen.
time.
It was bound to happen eventually, and I'm kind of surprised that, like, they managed to kill it before the DCC Thomas set came out. Like, I was kind of thinking they were bringing back that set to make Percy seem less weird and out of place. But I guess they're just letting him die anyway. Which makes sense. If they made a new batch, it would never leave.
It's so funny, because that Percy has been... Like, when was the Thomas discontinued?
Like 2019, I think.
So he's just been rotting in the catalogue for 6 years.
Yeah.
It's been about 6 years.
Also discontinued in large scale. Box van explosives. I'm glad it lived long enough to see its design copy to HO. That's about it.
Yeah, hopefully the tankers are the same.
Yeah.
I really like a lot of the G-scale tankers. I love the chocolate syrup tanker.
Yeah, chocolate syrup is pretty good. I also like the toffee tanker. I hope they both get to HO at some point. I'm really hoping that's what, like, the 2 skipped item numbers between the 1 plank wagons and the vans that were copied from large scale are gonna be. Also,
That makes
speaking of
sense.
the one plank wagons, both of the remaining ones are gone now too. So that's Brenham Cargo and Freight and Soder Shipping Company. So they can't stop killing these things.
Can I be so real?
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't realize that those had been discontinued until we got to this slide.
Yeah, they're just gone. Like, were they really that bad at selling?
I assume so, because I just think that flatbed is cursed.
God.
Because it never lasts that long. And
I think that's a
I'm
shame,
looking-
because I really like those wagons.
does the Santa sleigh set have the same flatbed?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that's the last remaining use of the tool. Because they brought it back for a Christmas set and then immediately got rid of it. They brought it back for D's and they're dead now. So it's just the sleigh left.
The only one they have on Tootly Thomas is the Steamworks one, which is a shame because I did want to get those at some point.
Yeah, and I imagine the Steamworks one didn't do that well because there is no Steamworks adjacent stuff to really warrant it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no Victor, no Kevin.
And there's arguably, to docs you only have a cranky. I feel like if Salty was actually out, and if the van was out before, like, they wrote these off, I think things might have been different. These were just kind of doomed by circumstance.
I really need to
Yeah.
get some of the Brendan Bray shipping company vans. They look so good.
They're really
Yeah, I've been
good. I
meaning-
like that
I've
look.
been meaning to get them, but they sell out really quick. So, A, I don't think they're going anywhere.
I don't think most of the current 00 HO like wagons are going anywhere. I think most of these are pretty secure.
I think the raspberry syrup tanker, unfortunately, might be the next to go. Is the green mail car
Maybe-
still around?
I don't know. I thought a lot of the mid 2000s ones would be thinned out this year, and they weren't. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think the raspberry might go. But it might be more popular than I'm giving it credit for. I'm just not expecting
Yeah, I mean, fucking, I bought one.
it. Well, yeah.
I mean,
bought
Jamie,
one too.
that's like your brand.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I am the #1 fan of the raspberry syrup tanker.
Of the remaining stock, I think the mail car might go. I think the green mail car, to be clear.
Hmm.
The raspberry syrup tanker might go, and honestly, looking at it, that might be it.
I feel like there's a chance the red open wagon might go, just because we're getting the China clay wagon soon.
But it also might not because of the milk tanker.
So maybe what if they change the design because they decided to keep the red open wagon around?
That'd make sense.
That would
Like,
make
because
sense.
that way it wouldn't be redundant.
Yeah,
And you know what? The milk tanker also sets that precedent because they're keeping both around.
yeah.
But yeah. I could also see the Great Western Railway cattle wagon kicking it. I'm just looking at it right now. Or the Great Western Ventilated Van, because they weirdly didn't port either of them with Duck for the UK line, did they?
No, they're not.
Yeah,
they've not been announced.
they ported fruit and vegetable instead.
Wait, I think the fruit and vegetable van is safe, but I'm looking at those not being ported and I'm thinking, I wonder.
I feel like there's a chance that they didn't port them mostly because, like, you can get actual Great Western box vans and cattle vans in the UK.
I think that's part of it as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they're on the chopping block. But also it might not be, because
yeah.
the US market might be supplementing it.
I want the
So-
well wagon back.
I really want the well wagon back too.
Yeah, they should, like, come up with a load for it or something.
Put Trevor on it.
Fiery Jack.
Maybe they could do the Rock Crusher from Season 7. Or
Oh
that
my
giant
God.
diesel engine. You know, the giant, like,
diesel
fucking...
engine.
From the Gordon Special Coaches episode.
You know what? Yeah, they have the reference pictures for both, because Hit Toys made both. They could
Yeah,
do that.
They could do
Hit
that.
Toys, people are going to be, actually, Fisher Price made the Rock Crusher. No, the things that Fisher Price made in 2010 and 2011 were mostly designed by Hit Toys. So, no, I'm giving credit to the people who actually did the work.
Yeah. Real.
Sorry, Fisher Price, I don't like you. That's all.
I don't like you. I think you suck. You should...
Oh, yeah, sorry, unrelated before we get into our predictions. The new Trackmaster Thomas.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
That leaked between episodes. It's interesting.
But this isn't the Thomas Trackmaster book table club.
Yes, but I think it's general update enough to want to talk about it because it is interesting. They seem to be moving back to original Thomas. I wonder what that'll mean for Bachmann. It might mean nothing because they never really moved away.
I'm hoping that means Bachmann will get to like maybe have more leeway to do shit like Stepney. Like
Please,
that'd be cool.
please.
This is why you guys need to all buy Rebecca, okay? Buy Rebecca, because then if the CGI only ban is lifted, Murdoch's on the table, okay?
True.
Precisely.
Listen to me, you misogynistic fucks. Well, no, I doubt anybody who's misogynistic is listening to Book Club.
Yeah, they probably like maybe they clicked on like this episode for like the first couple minutes and then were like, "Oh man, I hate these trainee."
Yeah.
That's what they would say is the thing.
That's exactly what they'd say. Oh man, they got rid of the one good person who is slightly mask passing.
Man, they got rid of the one person who I thought was cis and just willingly misgendered all day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, we actually have gotten comments of people not realizing that we're all girls.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
how?
really funny. It's in the
We
name
do a
for
pronoun
one of
check
us.
at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about our predictions.
Yeah.
So, my thoughts is that in HO, predicting what's going to happen to NMRA, for the record, that's what we're doing right now. We're predicting NMRA 2025 mid-year announcements, which should be happening in July. Which is fun.
Yep.
I think for new locomotive, I want Nia to be the next locomotive. I would be very happy if she was.
Yes.
But if it's not Nia, it's probably gonna be Whiff. And I think if there was any hope for it, I'd think now would be a good time for Stepney, but like I don't have faith that anything's changed on like the side of whatever marketing stuff is preventing them from doing Stepney right now. Stepney would be really cool to have this year, but I doubt it is the thing. So it's probably Whiff.
I like Whiff, but the fact that we all unanimously agree that he is more likely than Nia sucks.
Yeah. Like, they should do Nia next. She's the last remaining main character, and without her, Rebecca is kind of painfully lonely. They're a duo, ostensibly, and it's weird to have one without the other.
Yeah.
Actually, Nia is James's best friend.
Oh, so true.
So James is painfully lonely. But no, at least my viewpoint is, even if Whiff comes to pass, which is what I imagine is going to happen, he is the most popular request. I get it. With the Sydney and Stanley thing, they were also going by request, so it's like, okay, that makes sense. So I think there isn't really a next in line, so assuming we keep getting an engine announcement yearly, I could see Nia being next year, which would be fine. She feels like the safest bet to go for after Whiff. I could also see Fernando being next year, unfortunately.
I don't know. There's no way in hell we're going to announce yet another 08. Like, despite not having
year.
any time to finish the current one. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, like 2026, probably NMRA.
I still think that is a no from me.
That would be cooked, but I could see it happening, is my problem.
Yeah.
I think Nia's a safer bet, though.
Yeah. I think in HON 30, we're probably going to see Luke if we get a new Loco tool. I think it's pretty likely we get a new Loco tool announced, since, like, Duncan's been cancelled, so that's off the table. And after Sir Handel's out, there will be no backlog of engines, so, like, it would make sense to announce Luke in that scale. And probably some van redecos to go alongside him. Like Brown. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
N scale, I think, if they don't do Edward now, they're insane. And I feel like I'm kind of going back and forth on this, because I think red coaches are probably what's going to happen, since they really like pushing the red coaches in Bachmann. But I think it's also entirely possible they do milk and tar tankers, because That's something everybody's been asking for forever, and they just did 2 open wagons in N. It might make sense to just do 2 tankers and have it be those 2. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it, but I think it's going to be one of those probably. And then large scale,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like we said earlier, I think we're probably getting the Rosies or maybe Bill and Ben, but I don't know what they're going to do for rolling stock. I think there's maybe a chance that we get Henrietta and Hannah as a dual thing alongside the Rosies, but like I don't know.
I don't think they'd do both a loco tool and a rolling stock tool.
Yeah, I think if we're lucky, we get a new loco tool this year and a new rolling stock tool next year. So probably just the Rosies.
I'm thinking with the gunpowder van being one of the discontinuations of maybe they're planning to do some of the 12-ton variants from HO that were introduced. Not this year, but
I feel like it's still. I feel like the 2022 vans are still too recent for that to really make sense. Then again, that's also what I thought when they announced them in HO. So what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, I feel like they might do that. The only thing is, would they change the tooling or just keep using the old liveries?
I think they just use the old tooling with the new liveries. I think that's also what they're going to do in N, you know.
Probably.
It doesn't make sense to have more than one, like, of essentially the same van tooling in N or large scale. It doesn't make sense to have more than one of the same van tooling in HO, arguably. I don't know.
Yeah. But I could see that being the rolling stock announcement. I could also just see there being no rolling stock announcement.
Yeah. Anyway, Vivian, what are your predictions?
That's a good question. So, I'll be honest, I put them here as a joke. But also because I feel like it's kind of possible. Norman.
Yeah, Norman doesn't feel impossible. I feel like he's going to be who people... It's going to be Norman or Charlie who people rally against behind because they might be a little bit racist and misogynistic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd be down for Norman if he's a dual release with Dennis.
I'm down with Norman no matter what, because he's a good bassist, and I'd like to have it in HO.
Yeah?
Oh.
See, this is the thing, is I feel like if they dual release Norman with Dennis, nobody's gonna buy Norman except for Ross.
Well, that's entirely possible, but I also think at the same time, if they do them as a dual release, that means retailers are going to be buying twice as many cases from Bachmann, as opposed to if they did only Norman, they would only buy 1 case of Norman. You know, if they do the dual release, they'll buy a case of Norman and a case of Dennis. So Bachmann makes more money that way, I think.
Yes.
I would really like Dennis, because I significantly prefer Dennis to Norman, but...
I like both Dennis and Norman, so I would be down to have them both.
Yeah, even if Norman did badly, Dennis being there would recoup any losses, you know?
Yeah, I feel like there's a solid chance a lot of people would buy Dennis specifically to support the notion of model-only characters.
Yeah. And people will probably buy Norman anyway, because he looks nice.
Yeah, you know, or to complete the Day of the Diesels, like, small diesel trio.
Yeah. We're announcing the orange engine that starts with the letter N everyone has been expecting. Norman!
Norman's red.
I know he's red, I just wanted to make the joke.
This one is here entirely as a joke, but also because the idea keeps me up at night. Mevius Measle 2.
So Uli.
Mevius...
Not even specifically Uli, just one of the other ones.
God.
Mevius Measle 2!
There is no applause.
Peggle 2 is one of the funniest game reveals ever.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't know if I can see them being that tone deaf as to do another one of the mainland diesels. But I can't completely rule out the possibility, and that scares me.
I don't think they're that stupid, but it would be really funny.
I don't think they're that stupid either.
Objectively, I feel like them not announcing Fernando when they did is a good sign that they might just be done with 08, but I'm also not counting on it.
You know, in a roundabout way, this is kind of the show's fault for introducing so many of the same fucking engine.
Yeah.
Like, I know 08s are plentiful, but like, come on, dude. Other than that, I'd like to see some more cattle vans.
Mm. I agree.
I feel like the cattle vans are a very underutilized rolling stock piece.
Yeah,
You know what?
definitely.
This was actually what I predicted on the forum before uh, this. It didn't come to pass, and I didn't have room to put it on my site because I wanted to make the joke in the large scale section. But yeah, I could see them uncanceling Farmer McColl's wagon. I could see them doing the circus cattle vans. There's a few
Yeah,
other
I'd
options.
I'd really like them to do Topham Circus from season 4 for the cattle vans. That's like one of the best cattle van looks in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, as somebody who's currently collecting the Hornby circus train, having a secondary circus train would kind of rule.
Yeah.
The circus train wagons are the only trains I have that my mum likes.
Aw.
That's funny.
She thinks they're silly and she likes them.
Aw. So real.
I would love more like circus train stuff. I think the circus train is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to put Nia here. In my heart, I would put Nia here. But with my mind, I put Whiff here.
You put Mevius Measle 2 over Nia for the record.
Listen.
No,
Mevius
explain
Measle-
yourself.
Mevius Measle 2 is there as a shitpost.
I don't believe you. Maybe the real forum chuds was the friends we made along the way.
I'm better than that.
You are. I would know, because no... The forum chuds probably like Boo from Mario Party 6.
Listen, this is a public service announcement. If you're playing Mario Party 6 and one of your friends picks Boo, kick him out of your house.
Kill them. In cold blood.
Yeah. Also, I want Bradford. I think Bradford makes sense.
Yeah.
Bradford's
Bradford would be awesome.
For 009, only thing I have is Luke. Luke makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. End scale, I've just got Edward and Spiteful Breakvan because, I mean, Edward is definitively the engine that makes most sense next.
Yeah.
And Spiteful Breakvan would give them another faced rolling stock piece, which I feel like they'd probably like.
Yeah.
And then for large scale, Rosie, for one of those two slots. I don't know for the other one. And then Henrietta and Toad, because two pieces of character rolling stock, and they could redeco Henrietta into Hannah.
Yeah.
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 So what about you, Hazel? What are your predictions?
Whiff probably, but Nia, please. Then, if
Yeah.
it's Whiff, probably a garbage wagon would load to go along with him, because I think that would be nice. That's actually something I suggested on the forum a little while ago, and I think people did actually really like it.
Hmm.
So the forum can be based sometimes when I'm giving them good ideas.
So true.
But
Tell
if
them
it's
to
not
support
Whiff-
N-Scale Mavis.
True. If it's not Whiff, I think the tankers are pretty likely, or the cattle vans, like I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The tankers might happen anyway because they're easy, and especially if N-Scale does them too, it might be a synergy thing, or they might not. They might be like, nope, too many tankers, all two of them. I found the wording of the anniversary set really interesting. It's the fact that it specifically says an exclusive 20-ton brake van, which I'm like, yeah, that's true. But there aren't any other 20-ton brake vans in the HO line right now. I mean, there is, but they're not called that, because Spiteful isn't called that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I could see them maybe introducing the LMS one, which is not the same as that one, which is what we said earlier, but I wanted to make myself clear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the naming convention makes me think, okay, I could see the brown one that's in N scale making the jump up, and I could also see Bradford.
That'd be
This
cool.
is the thing. I think N-Scale Bradford is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
For hydrogen.
The fact that they already have the brake fan that he is in the pipeline for N-Scale just makes sense to do Bradford, you know?
And you can't even say, oh, we need Samson, because Toad set a precedent.
Yeah. I mean, H.O. Samson
No
would
Samson.
be pretty cool, though.
Oh, yeah,
No
Samson
Samson ever.
Okay, actually, I know what I said about Norman and Charlie earlier, but it seems like Samson is the rising star right now, which is really funny because people used to hate him.
I honestly, I don't think Samson has ever been like universally loved or hated. I think it just has depended on the person traditionally. Like,
I feel like Samson used to be really hated, but I think it's universally mellowed out now.
hmm,
I think Philip kind of took that hate away, though.
which sucked because Philip is great.
yeah, Philip's
Yeah,
great.
Samson's
I'd love
great
to see
too.
Bachman Philip, honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't even need the moving eyes because he has the headlamp. They can bow it.
Yeah,
Narrow gauge. Luke, I think he's a surefire next.
yeah.
I think he's more popular than Millie for misogynistic reasons we mentioned earlier. I don't think anyone in the forum is still watching this video anyway. I think I can say that.
Yeah.
Not everyone on there sucks, but the loud minority or majority do. Actually, I guess it is the minority because it's just like free people. I find annoying. Really, it's just they're
Yeah,
the
there's
only free
like
people who use it.
there's like 3 misogynist racists and then like 10 people who are only capable of communicating by like plagiarizing the post that immediately preceded theirs.
Yeah. Uh, the rolling stock is more interesting because if the gunpowder wagons make progress, I could see them announcing something else. I want to say probably like Van 5 or the TR Open coaches that are in Blue Mountain Mystery for a single shot you can't even look at that well. There might be a better option. I'm just thinking, oh, the coaches consistently sell out, so they might want to do more of them.
Yeah.
If the gunpowder wagons aren't done, I could see the vans you mentioned earlier because that would make sense. They're easy. N scale, pretty much the same as you, but I want to say maybe more open wagons. Maybe by the time we get to Animorite, or like, okay, we can do the coal load now.
Yeah, that'd be cool, honestly. I think thinking about it more, I think it's entirely likely that they might do maybe the other two from the rake with the Sodor scrap wagon. So like the mining wagon with load and the Coalco wagon with load. I know in the
Yeah,
past I've been like, I really don't want these in N scale. But that was before we got the red open wagon locked in. I got what I wanted out of this deal, so honestly, I do not care anymore if they make it in. So, fuck it. Bring them. I like the coal
yeah,
wagon. The mining wagon sucks, but fucking whatever. I got what I wanted.
yeah.
You win.
I win!
Honestly, yeah. I hate the mining truck on principle. I can see that being discontinued in HO2. That I'd add that to my list of the other two I mentioned earlier, but I don't know how likely that is.
Yeah.
I feel like the roster they have is pretty locked in, so we're going to be surprised when things start getting discontinued again.
Probably. I'm mostly just surprised when like really new things get discontinued because it's like, what the hell? This is not that old of a product. Why is it dying?
Yeah, the flatbeds. I mean, I saw this coming when the other one died last year, but I'm surprised that one died last year at all.
Yeah, like what the hell?
That was the one that made the most sense. In fact, I'm surprised the Steamworks one wasn't the first to die. Because there's just nothing else Steamworks in the line.
Yeah.
uh, Large scale, good future, Rosie's. Middle future, Sydney and Mevius Measle. Bad future, they make both Jameses.
Uh,
I don't think, for the record, either of those other two are likely. I think they're just funny. Bill and Ben, if they are, I said based, which implies I don't like Rosie, which is not the case. I love Rosie. Bill and Ben are just my favorite characters.
yeah. The more I think about it, the more I think Bill and Ben being in large scale might be better than if Rosie were to get into large scale, if only because like Bill and Ben might like appeal more to the Gen 1ers. And also since they're both unique characters rather than like two variants of the same character, the people who collect large scale might be more inclined to get both if they're twins than if it was just both Rosies. But at the same time, Rosie is also like I don't know, I just prefer Rosie in general, so I just think of her as being a better idea in general. I don't know.
I'd like to see how Rosie and Bill and Ben do comparatively in HO, because I feel like that might be what makes the decision, and I just don't have
Yeah.
that data.
Yeah.
Uh, It could also be a variety of number of things. Like I said earlier, it could be just be, okay, they only want to do 2 more engines of G scale, and this is just setting their product codes aside. So like it might not be Rosie and Red Rosie, it might be Rosie and someone else, and the Red Rosie would be added later as a product code, you know?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You know.
Because I don't, we won't really know until we see it happen. And it might not even be at this NMRA.
Yeah. I still really, really hope they do Edward. Like,
Edward would be good.
the large scalers need their Edward.
They deserve Edward.
I think they need Edward. If I had to choose, it would probably be Edward and Mavis.
Same, honestly.
I feel like Rosie would probably win out because of 2.
Yeah.
But it could also be Edward and Bill and Ben. That would be neat.
That would be neat.
I just don't think it would be that, because that would be splitting up the product numbers with Bill and Ben.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless they just add Edward after LBLC Thomas. But I feel like if they had that foresight, it would have been a gap of 3. You know?
Yeah.
I think the gap is intentional. I think we'll see something, but it might not be for a little bit longer. It might not be this year. Again, I ran out of rooms, but the vans I mentioned earlier feel likely. That's probably what they do for rolling stock, but they might not do any rolling stock.
Yeah. So, if that's everything, then I guess we move on to our closing thoughts.
Yeah, I guess we're done.
Yeah, so how do we feel about this round of announcements?
It's better
like
than
trains.
2024's.
Yeah,
Great be upon you.
it like this 1 month is better than both months of 2024, honestly. Like, we did get cool stuff out of that year, such as N-Scale Henry and N-Scale Hannah and Mevius Measle, but like I think on the whole this 1 month has eclipsed all of last year.
I don't remember if I told you guys, but I went to a model show with Ross and Brad a couple months ago.
Yeah?
And Brad's not been very active in the online fandom for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mentioned Mevius Measle to him, and he genuinely believed that was the name they were calling it.
That would be wonderful.
Go into a model shop and see Mevius Measle.
Oh, good lord. What a world.
But yeah, I'm quite happy with these announcements. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the redesigned China Clay Wagon. I think I probably won't buy the new milk tanker, but the fact that it's not replacing Tidmouth milk means I have absolutely no problem with it.
Yeah.
I think I'll buy it for the variety. And
Yeah.
that design has fans. There's a member in our server and my friend group who really likes the CGI milk tanker, so it's like, yeah, that's nice. Give them a bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the 80th anniversary set's great. I think that the N-scale wagons are really cool. I'm glad that Jamie's getting the Origins designs, and I'm glad that large scale got literally anything, even if it also lost Winston.
Yeah.
I soul for his soul.
Early days, sir.
Early
days. Winston, you're dead.
Oh. Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way, you know, like, even the announcements that don't appeal to me are pretty good, in my opinion. So, like, this is just good all around.
Yeah, it's a good set of announcements. Not everything is for me personally. Obviously, I don't collect all 3 scales, but there's something for everyone, even narrow gauge people. So it's like,
Yeah.
they did a good announcement. They did a good announcement. Sure.
Yep.
Let's go with that.
They did.
Let's
They
go
did
with
a
that.
good announcements. Only one.
Only one.
Only one.
And it was the red open wagon in N-scale. I'm never gonna shut the fuck up about it.
I feel like the only thing that I'm still a little hung up on is the slate truck discontinuation. Like, it being the unnumbered one is such a weird choice.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think that would be the most popular one because more people would be buying it up, but I guess not. But yeah, good set of announcements. Most of the discontinuations make sense. I look forward to NMRA 2024 I almost said free. That's definitely not right.
Definitely not right. I am also looking forward to NMRA. I think I kind of want to go again this year, but I don't know if I can justify it.
If I'm going to Audrey, I definitely can't. But I think I'm gonna be going to 2026 NMRA, which is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
The three of you, there are two of you.
Aren't there two of you?
I might have known.
Vivian still thinks Andrew is here.
You both got to come to RGX and we got to hang out and play Choo Choo Trains.
God, I don't think I can go to Audrey X, but I really, really want to. We should probably end the episode though. We've gone on for long enough. Thank you for listening to the Railway Series Book Club's Bachmann Roundtable. See you next time for the mid-year announcements in July-ish.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.